Now at 6, tonight we're learning more about the exchange of gunfire during an attempt to serve a warrant that left a Columbus police officer and the suspect wounded. Medical helicopters flew both the injured officer and the suspect to Nebraska Medicine last night. Good evening, I'm Craig Nigrelli. Jenny is off tonight. Columbus police say that Sergeant Brad Wangler was scheduled to undergo throat surgery today. He is expected to recover. Reporter Megan Stewart explains what happened.
Columbus Police Sergeant Brad Wangler is expected to be okay. This news has been echoing throughout the city, putting many at ease. Sergeant Wangler was in the process of serving a drug-related warrant out of Grand Island. Police say a woman let Wangler into the home where suspect Jorge Robledo was waiting with a gun. The two exchanged fire in the home, but then Wangler's gun jammed. He retreated outside and Robledo followed. More shots were fired. Father Joe Mish of St. Isidore's Parish, where Wangler and his family are regulars, say families of law enforcement can't take anything for granted.
We just hope he gets better, and reminds us that every time these officers go out and do their duty, their lives are in danger.
Columbus Police and the State Patrol are continuing to investigate the shooting. Reporting in Columbus, Megan Stewart, 3 News Now.
Omaha police are currently guarding suspect Jorge Robledo at Nebraska Medicine, where he remains in extremely critical condition. Court records indicate the 24-year-old man has a history of legal trouble. Hall County issued a warrant after he failed to appear in court in May to face drug charges. It's not the first time the officer was in the news. We caught up with Captain Brad Wangler shortly after he returned from National Guard duty in Iraq in June of 2007. The same day he returned, his son Chase Wangler was born. He spoke to us about moving from active duty to diaper duty.
Halfway around the world, it's really hard to understand your wife being pregnant. I mean, she could tell me that she was pregnant, but until I saw it, it was like, that's when it became more real. And then obviously 8 hours later, it was even more real.
Wangler is now retired from the National Guard. See more police reaction, plus get the latest on the investigation into last night's shooting. Also, the entire 2007 interview with Brad Wangler at our website, 3newsnow.com. Omaha police have made an arrest in a deadly shooting late last night at a Buc-ee's in northwest Omaha. Police arrested 25-year-old Keandre Kellogg on murder and gun charges. Officers were called to the Buc-ee's at 102nd and Maple around 11:30 last night. They found 22-year-old Jeremiah Platter with a gunshot wound. Paramedics took him to CHI Bergen Mercy, where he later died.
Now, your Weather Alert First Forecast.
All right, after a very warm and humid afternoon, we continue to follow thunderstorms way up to the northwest. Things are starting to evolve. Severe thunderstorm watch now just outside the area through the evening, but they're not moving fast, just kind of slowly drifting and continue to expand off to the south and east. The thunderstorm we were watching northeast of Denison has kind of gone kaput, so most of the evening should be dry. In fact, most of the overnight will be dry, but it's going to be warm. Right now out at the Field Club, 88 degrees, neighborhood number. Papillion La Vista there from our reporting spot, generally at about 91. Look at that, Bennington 93. Right now, Elkhorn's checking in at 89 degrees. So through the evening, we'll gradually fall back into the mid to upper 80s, I think, towards sunset. Rain chances look to be pretty slim, so that is definitely some good news. And there you see maybe the initial shot at about 20% around 2 o'clock. Chances go up a little bit from there. Craig will kind of look at the hour-by-hour forecast on Futurecast. And, of course, let you know about our severe weather threats later tonight, coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, very good, Ryan. The multi-million-dollar city center project in La Vista is going up fast. They're close to celebrating the first grand opening, but one of the roads nearby is not something to celebrate, and the city is pretty much stuck. Senior reporter Jake Wazakowski explains why.
If you've ever driven down South 83rd Avenue, north of Giles, you've probably seen or felt the potholes.
Almost every day, the potholes get bigger and bigger. It's kind of a nuisance.
The city has rebuilt a portion of 83rd Avenue that's public property, but south of the car wash is a privately owned road. When the strip mall was developed, part of the agreement was that the developer would service the road. It's since been bought and sold a few times, and the road is neglected, to say the least.
There's been a time or two that because the holes have just been so bad and so dangerous that, you know, we have put in some filler, but we can't come in and do a major reconstruction on it. It's not our road.
Casey Jones owns the Vietnamese restaurant in the strip mall. He says loyal customers show up, but others are sometimes turned away because of the chuck holes.
Well, I'm definitely hoping with all the construction, the roads will definitely get fixed. With everything that's going in that's brand new, I mean, this is kind of an eyesore now.
The city says they're contacting the owner about once a month to fix the problem, but they're still stuck in a hole. In May, the property was turned back over to the bank because the previous owners, JSMN International, defaulted on their loan. I tried to find out if the street would be fixed from the grantee, C3 Asset Management of Irving, Texas, but didn't hear back. Mayor Doug Kindig says the city could take it over as a public road someday, but it would like to see the new owner make the infrastructure investment because of the multi-million-dollar development just a block away.
We hope that that individual understands that those thousands of cars on a daily basis have to go right by his businesses and his properties to get to the new development. So his businesses are going to increase, and that's good for them.
Reporting from La Vista, Jake Wazakowski, 3 News Now.
Last night at 10, we told you how some folks in Bellevue would like to breathe new life into the Old Town area. It has lost some of its luster as a destination spot, especially after the city vacated 3 properties, including the old City Hall. On Thursday, June 21st, the city will hold a public meeting to gather input and talk about redevelopment opportunities for the Old Town area. It's going to be another hot, sunny weekend in Omaha. Too much sun can be dangerous. Doctors spent years trying to warn people about the connection between sun exposure and skin cancer. But there's one group that does not seem to be getting the message. Morning anchor Emily Zink on who's ditching the sunscreen and the consequences.
So this is Claire. She'll be 11 next month.
Shara Cole says she loves being a mom to these 3 little girls.
Lily is 4.5.
For 33-year-old Coles, everything about it is beautiful, especially breastfeeding. That's why she got this tattoo.
I get compliments on it all the time.
But now the ink signifies so much more than just motherhood.
The tattoo saved my life. I really honestly believe that.
Over time, Coles noticed a little change in the tattoo.
The freckle grew into this mole.
That mole started to itch, so Coles asked her doctor about it. She recommended burning it off. But instead, Coles went to Nebraska Medicine, where dermatologists would delicately remove it to protect the tattoo. From there, doctors did a biopsy.
And I'm just like, whoa, what? You mean I have cancer?
It was a shock.
It confronts you with your own mortality.
Coles had melanoma, the most dangerous form of skin cancer. The mole had to be removed.
We just didn't really think about it.
The California native admits she never wore sunscreen and loved looking tan.
When I was 20, I went to Mexico and got a really bad sunburn in Mexico.
Doctors say sunburn greatly increases your risk of melanoma. But Coles isn't the only millennial being diagnosed. Studies show it's happening at an alarming rate.
People were motivated to tan by the way it made them feel. They feel sexier. They feel more confident.
In 2012, the FDA required sunscreen bottles carry warning labels. But Amy Watson, an assistant marketing professor at Oregon State Cascades, found that doesn't stop those between 18 and 36 from soaking up the sun.
We have to go where they're getting their information about what beauty is. And right now, that is social media.
Watson is now in the early stages of an anti-tanning message aimed at young people. Many millennials overlook safety concerns because of higher rates of narcissism and low self-esteem. Watson says that's because of emotion-based decision-making.
Your natural skin color is the most beautiful skin color that you can have.
Coles agrees, and a new tattoo reminds her to never skip the sunscreen.
She's shielding herself from the angry sun because she doesn't want to get cancer.
Emily Zink reporting. Doctors say if a mole concerns you, get it checked right away. And remember A, B, C, D when looking for a trouble spot: asymmetry, border, color, and diameter. One of the oldest living World War II veterans is in Omaha this weekend. 99-year-old Sidney Walton. Walton is on a no regrets tour with his son, Paul. When he was young, he turned down the opportunity to meet Civil War veterans. Now his mission is to give everyone a chance to meet a World War II vet while they still can. Walton is meeting with the governors of all 50 states. He will visit with Governor Pete Ricketts on Monday in Lincoln. His last stop, the White House, in February. By then, he'll be 100 years old.
Because I naturally like to meet people. I like to meet people.
For years, people have been coming up to my father and thanking him for his service. But he's also opening himself up to people that have never had an opportunity to meet a World War II veteran.
Walton would like to meet as many people as possible this weekend in Omaha. He will make stops at the Old Market, at Exarban, the farmers market there, the Arts Festival, and the Santa Lucia Festival. He's a busy guy, and he is some hero. Last night, the Santa Lucia Festival flipped the switch and turned on the lights on the arch. Up next, we'll take you to Lewis and Clark Landing to find out what's happening along the riverfront tonight.
All right, Craig, and you're headed down there in about 20 minutes, right after the newscast. Definitely apply the sunscreen, yet still at 6 o'clock, at least for another hour or so. And of course, drink lots of water. We'll watch for the possibility of strong storms to the northwest of us. I'll give you the latest on our severe weather threats and where temps are headed through the weekend. Coming up right after the break.
You're watching KMTV 3 News Now with Jennifer Griswold, Craig Nigrelli, Weather Alert Team meteorologist Jennifer Zeppelin, and sports with Adam Kruger. This is KMTV 3 News Now, live at 6.
We're where sick little ones get appointments the very same day. Evenings, weekends, and holidays. We're Boys Town Pediatrics. Come grow with us.
The NCAA College World Series opening day celebration. Admission is free and open to the public all day. June 15th at TD Ameritrade Park, Omaha. Discover more at ncaa.com/CWS.
Please state purpose of visit.
Well, we had our first baby.
It is beautiful or handsome.
Oh, it's a boy.
We're interested in life insurance.
And we bought a bigger car.
Yeah.
Bigger car. Here is your plan, customer. Goodbye.
Oh.
Goodbye.
When it comes to protecting your future, no one can really replace a human. That's why at Farm Bureau Financial Services, we treat people like people. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Save big this week at Hy-Vee and get a $10 gift card. Right now, when you spend $100 or more, you get a $10 Hy-Vee gift card. That's right. Spend $100, get a $10 gift card. You'll find great savings throughout the store. Plus, save even more. Because when you spend $100, you'll get a free $10 Hy-Vee gift card to use on your next visit. The savings really add up. Hurry into Hy-Vee and don't miss out on your chance to get a Hy-Vee gift card.
Nebraska Furniture Mart is clearing their warehouses to make room for new flooring inventory. And that's why you can save huge during the Flooring Warehouse liquidation. Clearance wood flooring starting at $149 a square foot. Luxury vinyl flooring clearance priced as low as 69 cents a square foot. Clearance laminate starting at 49 cents a square foot. And 5x8 area rugs, $89. Shop liquidation prices and use 24-month financing. Shop the Flooring Warehouse liquidation at Nebraska Furniture Mart.
I want to feel young again. Have more energy. Stop aches and pains. Think clearly. Rebuild muscle. The physicians at Limitless Male Medical can reverse low testosterone symptoms. Schedule your consultation. Limitless Male Medical.
Dundee, thanks for watching KMTV3.
The 2018 Summer Arts Festival is underway in downtown Omaha. Along Farnham from 10th to 15th, you'll find a showcase of local artists, musicians, and other vendors. This year's festival includes an art exhibit for middle and high school students, as well as a children's fair tomorrow and Sunday morning. Also underway in downtown Omaha is the annual celebration of everything Italian, the Santa Lucia Festival at Lewis and Clark Landing. Lots of people are kicking off their weekend with good food and music on the riverfront. Reporter John Kipper is live to tell us what's going on tonight. John.
Yeah, Craig, the festivities have absolutely began down here at the riverfront. All sorts of people beginning to file in, and it should be one heck of a night. The rides are already going on for all the youngsters that want to take on those. The Santa Lucia Festival Band is taking just a very short break right now, but they're jamming out as well. The Grease Band will be taking over for them a little bit later. About a little bit behind me is also the bocce ball tournament that's taking place. Things look pretty intense over there. Thing is, though, I'm mainly excited about is all the food going on. I mean, you think an Italian festival, you think very good food. Going down the line, we got pizza, mostacillian meatballs, garlic bread, ravioli, sausage sandwiches. Looking at desserts, tiramisu, as well as Italian wines and spirits, plus the cannoli eating festival taking place here in about an hour and a half. So I'm getting very hungry just talking about all this stuff. I'm going to roam the grounds a little bit, and we'll have more for the 10 p.m. news here at the Santa Lucia Festival in downtown Omaha. John Kipper, 3 News Now.
All right, Weather Alert meteorologist Ryan McPike is here tonight, and I'll be heading down to the Santa Lucia Festival in a few minutes.
Yeah, right? Just after the newscast, about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know it's a hot Friday night. Any breeze down there?
A little bit. We saw the flag kind of behind John there, kind of blowing around just a little bit there. But it's going to be hot. It's going to be humid for sure. Kind of stuffy out there. In fact, the forecast as we head through the evening.
Eat some mostaccioli, then get a cannoli.
Bring me back a cannoli, buddy. Upper 80s to low 90s through the evening. The good news is rain chances stay pretty slim, but certainly the heat is on, and we're going to probably see that again. Events even start a little bit earlier during the day here. We're looking at temperatures probably in the low to mid 90s late in the afternoon. Once again, though, most of the day should be dry, and then Sunday I think is completely dry, just hot, up to 95 degrees. So typical stuff as we go through this time in June. In fact, you can see a little bit of light haze out over the city. Live shot from our Harris Casino camera looking back toward downtown, 89 degrees. Craig, you were asked about wind, a little bit of a breeze. The good thing is down by the river, you'll probably see the winds a little bit stronger. Usually when the water and the land kind of interact, that's just what happens. So that's good. Even better, the dew point's down 1 degree. Not much, but a little bit of improvement at 67. Check out the numbers, though. Right now, we're up to 91 in Fremont. Zach Brown playing down in Lincoln. A lot of folks headed there tonight. 90 degrees currently outside the arena. 90 in Red Oak, and then upper 80s as you go from Atlantic to Denison. But it feels hotter than that. It feels like 91 in Denison. Right now, heat index, Red Oak, Clarinda, 93. And as we head back to the west here, once again, we're looking at temps in the low to mid 90s. Current heat index in Fremont, 93 degrees. So it is definitely stuffy out there. All right, showed this at the top of the show. We were following a couple isolated storms. They have completely fallen apart just in the northeast of Denison. In fact, that thing's collapsed, although another one in its wake has kind of developed to the east of Sioux Falls, way off to the northeast of Sioux City. Those are going to drift kind of south and east during the evening. I'm not worried about that. We have to focus on this very late tonight. Obviously, severe thunderstorm watch, that's a good sign compared to a tornado watch, going with the lesser of two, but there is a lot of wind and some hail with these storms east of Rapid City. Now, it's a long ways away. They're not moving fast. You can see them trying to kind of build slowly to the south and east. This would be toward daybreak if they hold together and get here, but if they do hold together, they'll have to be watched for the possibility of some gusty winds. So that would be our big concern. In fact, the last 6 hours showing these things really taking off east of Rapid City through the Black Hills over the last couple of hours. Kind of the same thing off the face of the Rockies. So broken line of showers and storms a little bit farther east this time. But again, this would be the thing. In fact, Futurecast will pick up on that as it holds together and tries to get in here. Again, isolated storms north and east this evening. Not really concerned about that. Temps will dip back through the 80s into the 70s later this evening. And then here we go. The latest analysis shows 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're coming in. But that's a good sign. They kind of weaken and fall apart. I know we need rain, but when you see that color go away, that means the intensity is going to come down, at least on the latest prognostication here. And I'll tell you what, this has been really consistent over the last couple of hours. So we'll continue to watch it. Slight risk severe weather, Columbus, Norfolk to the west. Primary threats, again, would be wind with this. I think the tornado threats, probably non-existent later tonight. You can see the wind. We're in the low category, and the hail even mainly off to the north and west of us as well. All right, air quality. A lot of people were asking about this. Again, the grass pollen continues to be very high. Air quality kind of good to fair, depending on the ozone and the humidity. And lots of sunscreen the rest of the weekend between 9 and 10 on the UV index. So slight chance late. We'll have to watch that. I think the storms will be a little weaker when they get here. Otherwise, tomorrow we'll start off at 71, maybe a storm early. And then it looks like we could see some redevelopment toward tomorrow evening. Otherwise, just hot Sunday, Monday at around 95. And then a little break from the heat Tuesday, Wednesday back in the 80s with drying conditions there.
All right, so if you have access to a pool this weekend,
hop in.
Yeah, best be around
Lots
it, right?
of sunscreen, though. Lots of sunscreen.
Yeah, good point. All right, Ryan, we'll see you before the broadcast ends. Building is booming in Omaha, changing the landscape drastically over the past couple of decades. In West Omaha, that is especially true. The fields of corn and soybeans that once surrounded Elkhorn and Gretna have turned into houses, schools, and businesses. But some family farms remain.
What has changed? Everything. I mean, from dirt roads to, they went to gravel roads and then to blacktop roads out here in recent years.
This week on Omaha Sunday Morning with Jen Griswold, we introduce you to one of the last farm families on 204th and explain how they're straddling the line between the area's rural past and suburban present. That's Sunday morning at 7 a.m. A pair of teams now one win away from a trip to the College World Series. Which teams moved a step closer to Omaha? Adam has the highlights next in sports.